All right, hello.
Hello, everybody. We're back again with another interview
No.
slash testimony.
Right.
And just like last time, we are outside. The kids are playing. We got our
Shy.
dogs
Back over there.
out.
Go back over there.
So
No.
you can kind of expect little distractions because you have when people come around. Clearly, the dogs are gonna bark. So
Yeah, protection.
we're going to get this started and not delay any further. So this interview testimony is called Growing Up Biracial. As y'all know, I got a little Dominican. I'm just playing. It's not me. I'm just joking. We're not, we know black people is not black. We know that we're golden. But for the sake of the video, if you guys hear me saying like black, I'm talking about, what we're originally called, because we know that the word black the word black and African American and things is called are derogatory terms that was given to us after the plan and the demise to make us forget our identity. We are originally golden. We're golden people. We are not black. But again, if I'm saying black in this video, it's for those who are not yet where we are on your spiritual journey, so there's no confusion and understanding. And if we're loud, it's because we're trying to be louder than the wind. So that's it.
Right.
So if I'm saying black, you understand why. So again, it's called Grown Up Biracial. This interview is for my sexy husband, and I'm the conductor. So I didn't necessarily have them all in the best order, but maybe I should ask you first. First of all, what are you mixed with, this biracial thing? What are your...
Well, dominantly, I'm so-called black, African American, whatever, and Puerto Rican. My dad's black, my mom's Puerto Rican. My dad has actually got Indian in him, but like I said, dominantly, because, they don't really see us as that anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, black and Puerto Rican, there you go.
Okay. And like I said, we're going to make sure we're as loud as we can be from the outside
I'm being loud.
noises. Okay, so just in case, we didn't hear you, you said your mother is the Puerto Rican person and your father is what they so-called call black.
Yeah.
Okay, just to have it sure. Okay, so what I want to ask is, as far as your household dynamic,
No.
who did you grow up with?
Well, until I was 5, I was living with my mom. And then when I was 5, my father, I guess he figured, hey, 2 babies in, it's time for me to get married, let my family live with me. So from 5 until, 16, 17, I was with both of my parents.
Okay, so that brings to the next question. For you to say that you were just living with your mother for 5 years, about 5 years.
Yeah.
Would that mean that during those 5 years you were exposed?
We lived in a building.
Majority.
We lived in a building with her parents and her siblings. Except for one sibling because she lived somewhere else at the time. But as far as her older sister and her brother, they also lived in the building. It was like I don't want to say duplex because it was more than one level. It was 3 levels. It was like an apartment building, but they owned it. So it was like my uncle lived on the top, my auntie lived in the middle, and me and my mom and my grandparents stayed in the bottom on the first floor.
Okay, so like you said, for those first 5 years, you go with your mom. So what I want to ask you is, according to, by you being mixed and according to the Puerto Rican side, would you be considered as like light to them, dark to them? Like what
Dark,
do they see?
Of course.
Okay, they see you as dark, the Puerto Rican. So what I ask you is, when you were living in that house for those 5 years, did you see anybody else that looked like you? Was there
Not
anyone?
at all.
Okay.
Everybody was the lighter side.
Okay.
My uncle's wife, she's one of the Afro Puerto Ricans, so she was we were about around the same complexion.
And she actually lived there?
Yeah, they lived on the top floor.
Okay, so then...
That's Harriet and Mama.
So then what did you... Okay, so then my question was going to say, did you feel like you looked different from everybody else? But
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody looked different except me and her. That was it. And she got a little flack too. They treated her a little funny too.
Okay, so they treated her a little. She was low compared to them. She was darker. So they compared her funny. Okay, so you already answered who you grew up with and what you're mixed with. So you said you felt you looked different. So
treated different too.
Yeah, I have that on here. So what I want to ask you is, did you ever feel like when you went out with your mom, like I don't know, to the store or wherever you went, did you ever feel like people stared at you?
Oh yeah, it was always looks, wondering what what's she doing with that baby, or why that baby with her, whatever they was questioning in their head.
So I know in the other video you spoke about being from Chicago. So
Juju, pick that up and throw it away from me.
We know that Chicago can be segregated, also with like the blacks, the whites, the Hispanics. So what I want to ask you is, where you guys were living in like a predominantly Hispanic place?
Yeah,
or you living in a black?
We lived in an area called Humble Park, where it's like all the Puerto Ricans kind of settled, or the majority of them. This is the area that they claim that it was their own, They got a flag up and everything, which y'all can see in the intro.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's there, huh?
Yeah.
So that's why you felt like people stared, because you were living in a predominantly Hispanic area, and then she's walking on this, what would look to them, this black baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't put this on here, but now this makes me think. Did you have any, by being black in this predominantly Hispanic area, did you have any issues or problems like with peers, like little Spanish boys, Hispanic boys, that since you look different from them?
I mean, it was a few here and there that thought they was gonna bully me.
Okay. I mean,
definitely.
How did you know it was based on race? Did they ever call you the N-word? Did they ever say?
Yeah.
Okay. So they actually called you that word?
Yeah.
Okay. So these questions are kind of obvious now, because the next one was, did you feel like you belonged?
No.
So you didn't feel like you belonged?
Nope. And then even when I came home, I didn't feel like I belonged either, because it's probably one of your questions, but at the time, it was frowned upon mixing. My mom having a black baby father at the time. My grandparents kind of shunned her, even though, we lived with her, they didn't, completely disown her or anything. She knew she needed help. But they treated her different. They treated me different, I know y'all thinking like, oh, well, you're so young, how do you know? Like, I was very advanced for my age. I mean, and as time went by, it continued for a while too. It didn't stop since we moved out when I was 5, but it didn't stop until I was a teenager, to be honest with you. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say teenager, but that unconditional love came when I was a teenager. Growing up, it was like, periodically here or there, like, oh yeah, that's my grandson, But it was more. It really wasn't my grandparents as much as other family members, and I'm not talking about my aunts and my uncle. I mean, my uncle, as far I knew from the beginning, he was always cool with it. He was always cool with my dad. My older auntie, it was more like I'm gonna follow my parents, but deep down, she didn't really have an issue. And then as I got older, I come to find out that she was like really ride or die for me and my family. But my grandparents, they played a little funny. They played a little funny. But when it came to like their cousins and their siblings and cousins and uncles and all that, that's where all the real hatred, the real racism, you know what I'm saying? I used to hear them saying things. Mostly they spoke in Spanish, but I can understand most of it, and they would say things. Excuse me. Sorry. They would say things. They would say things towards my towards my mom and call her names and stuff like that. Thank you.
Come on, baby. Yeah, exploring the leaves and the sticks right now.
Yeah, they
I know.
treated her differently, treated me differently. I remember times where, we used to do a lot of walking. There wasn't no, cars and stuff. It was more like buses and trains and walking and stuff. But I remember when I used to go with my grandmother, and I guess it was her cousins or whatever. We'll go to little, corner stores and stuff like that, and all my cousins, they'll get candy and stuff like that, and then when it came to me, they'd be like, oh, well, we don't have enough, or, they'll lie, basically, and not give me nothing. But, it showed me who was really for me, because it's like, even though our cousins were, we were all young, we still had the understanding, that's not fair. So it was like, I pretty much got more than everybody, because it's like everybody broke off a piece for me. Now, not that they were told to, because they'll get their little excitement, they're running around, oh, open this for me, and then when they open it, they go about their business, start eating and stuff, and then it's like, when they notice, hey, White Sellers ain't got none, it was like, oh, well, here, you can have a piece. Oh, you can have some of mine too, try mine. It was like one of those things. So it's like,
That's nice.
And it's a lot of us. So that's why I said I ended up with more than everybody else, because it's like breaking a piece out of everybody, and it's like 8, 9 of us, you know what I'm saying? I got a whole 2, 3 candy bars, you know what I'm saying, if I put it all together. But is she still putting stuff in her mouth? No.
Not really.
But yeah, that's pretty much, just a sample of certain things. But like I said, as I got older, you know what I'm saying, I got more accepted, I guess, as a kid, you know what I'm saying, even though I didn't understand it, you know what I'm saying, I still knew, oh, this is my family, I'm supposed to love my family, so I showed the love that, I was supposed to be received. But I guess, it kind of broke them down, I guess, because then after a while it's like, oh, well, he's got karate, you know what I'm saying, tournaments, let's go to his, my grandparents would go to the tournaments, and when I started winning trophies and stuff, they got all, they was like, oh, damn, that's my grandson. Now I'm making them proud, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm making them look good. So now he's starting to record videos and stuff like that, and telling the family, oh, no, it's okay. He's good. Y'all should come and stuff like that. And then after a while, they kind of got a little taste of their own medicine, because their family kind of started to act funny towards them. Oh, you're accepting it now? This is okay to you now? And mind you, we're 2 children in, and no, 3 at the point, you know what I'm saying, at this point, because my little brother, he was born at the point, and he was a newborn and everything. No. When the tournament started, he wasn't born yet. Because I'm, 6 years older than him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, maybe he was born. He was just real young. He was probably 2 or 3 at the time. No. But yeah, that's when they started accepting me and stuff like that, Don't get me wrong, not all the family was like that. I had, you know what I'm saying, some of their cousins and stuff like that. One of my favorites that passed on, rest in peace, Titi, she used to babysit me all the time, and her kids, they were all down for it. And one of my aunties, to come to find out, was really her child later on long story, but yeah, but you know, her siblings and them, they all accepted us and everything as a young age and everything. So it wasn't all of them. It was just like the older crowd, like the more reserved and traditional, I guess, if you want to call them that. They were more on the not accepting side. There was a few that was okay. They supposedly my godparents and stuff like that and stuff like that. But there was. I mean, even at an older age, like even in my 20s, you know, I remember being in a family gathering, and all the ones I grew up with, we're all good, we're all partying, but like, you know, here and there you might find I don't want to say lost family member, but a family member that I'm not, you know, used to or don't know, never met or met a few times. I can still feel that, I can still sense that back off-ish type of attitude, like non-acceptable type of attitude. And they're not the older crowd at that point. They're around my age, I guess, or maybe a little older. But growing up, yeah, there was a lot of racism. There was a lot of black sheepness. The environment that I grew in, there was a lot of people that really didn't get down. And then I kind of, you know, gravitated towards the outsiders at the time, like, you know, the other blacks, and you got some Indians and some Asians, you know what I'm saying, scattered in there. So it's like I had I had like mixed friends, or what, well, not mixed, but you know what I mean, like a mixed variety of friends growing up into a certain age, until I, you know, fully embraced my gold side, and I was accepted at some point, because even from both sides, not family wise, but just, you know, the golden people kind of looked at me funny too, like, oh, why your hair like that, or why you're so light and you look different, you look like, you know what I'm saying, like you're Spanish or something. Like, yeah, I'm mixed. And, you know, I was never Puerto Rican enough, and I was never black enough.
And that's so interesting, because that's the next question. Did you ever feel that you were not black or Puerto Rican enough?
Yeah.
That's the next question.
It was always like that, because obviously I don't look neither one. I look mixed, obviously. I don't, you know what I'm saying, I can't really pass as being one or the other.
Well, let me correct that. Because of the racist society we're in, I know you explained that, not maybe with your peers, but I know you were saying, like, with authority figures, you told me that it was just your N-word.
Oh, yeah.
Now, us,
I'm a nigga at that
we
point,
can tell you're different, but you said when it comes to authority figures and...
Yeah, I'm of course, I'm a nigga.
Right.
I'm a nigga, yeah.
But your peers, obviously, we can see.
Right.
But if you're going against a cop or authority, they don't...
Right, we get that. What was I saying? Yeah, I was never, you know, obviously I didn't look Puerto Rican enough. For some odd reason, my mom never really taught us Spanish, so obviously I didn't know the language fully. I mean, I can understand it mostly. I can speak it a little bit, but I can't sit here and have a fluent conversation, especially once they start getting like get all excited or angry or whatever, and they get all fast and stuff. Like, you lost me at that point, bro. But yeah, and then when it came to the black, like, oh yeah, well, your hair can't do this, you know what I'm saying, like goofy shit, you know. Oh, you're not built like us, like, you know. It was just goofy shit growing up. Never really fully accepted until, you know, I guess to a certain age, or a different generation started, I guess. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question I had that wasn't inserted in here. It was coming to my spirit because when you were saying, like, how your younger cousins, because you guys were kids, obviously, and they were accepting. Something was telling me to ask you, do you think that was more so Like how our kids come to the park all the time, they play with everybody. You think it was more so children not really, being able to understand, or they're kind of colored?
No.
You can't pick somebody else's baby up. As far as being like colorblind, kids are usually innocent. They can't see those things.
Innocence.
And I only say that because as I'm listening to you in this interview, the way you're speaking about your family, no offense, no shade, you're speaking as if you grew on them. To me, that's still a form of racism, because you're like, as they got older, and they started accepting. Yeah, that sounds like
it more, and then,
sounds like racism.
Other family members started following suit. Saying they started going out of the race or whatever.
Yeah, that's
not necessarily black, but there was some whites. There was some whites. There was some Mexicans. There was some, other races.
Yeah.
I think even one of them was mixed with Asian and stuff like that. But that came down the road, Dale. That was like I was the original. I was like the first. Like I was the first crossbreed. I was the experiment, I guess. And after a while, I guess people. After a while, it was just like, okay, it's acceptable, I guess, at this point. Or we ain't. I mean, it's nothing we can do about it at this point. You like what you like.
Yeah.
I even have cousins now who's got, black children and only black children. Well, one of them has like her first 2 children were full-blood Puerto Rican, but like the next 4 after that, they're all mixed.
But again, would you say, I mean, we have like 30 years,
Yeah.
over 30 years in between. So would that be more so having to do, like you said, now with the generation, now with the time changing? You watch TV, everybody's mixed. You go down the street, everybody's mixed.
And then not only that,
so, I mean,
not to go into a lot of detail, but, I've done some things for the family where they're like, oh, dang, he's really a good guy. He's really a good person, He's really for us.
So again, that goes back to that conditional love, because it sounded conditional to me when you were like, oh, I'm winning these tournaments, so he's not so bad, or come see the tournaments, or okay, I done something trustworthy for the family.
Like I said, once I got older, like in my 20s and stuff, that's when it was kind of like unconditional. Like, man, you good? You need something? Like that real, like even in my grandfather's deathbed, like he was. Like he waited for us to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was showing, and he's just like, oh no, where's Wayne? Where's the family? Where's Jenny and them? Like he was waiting for us, and then it's like he spent his little time with us, and then he passed. Like he was holding on. He was like, like as soon as he saw my dad, I remember like it was yesterday. He was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to travel. Let's go get my bags. Let's go. And I remember my dad telling him, like, where are you going? We're not going nowhere. Like, it's nothing we can actually go do. No, he was like, no, we about to go. I'm good now. And that's, a couple hours later, then he passed,
I had to ask that question for a reason, and it's only because I'm trying to, get at something without getting at something just by hearing your own experience. Let me explain what I'm saying. The reason how you keep saying it took years, or by the time you were in high school, by the time you were 20, you were solid. Now I got a great question for you that's not even written down. Your dad's the black side, right?
Yeah.
How long did it take your black grandma and black granddaddy to accept you? Did it take 20 years? Did it take 17 years?
Oh, they was the one who they was the ones who was pushing the whole marriage.
See what I'm talking about? That's what I was trying to get at. It's like with this other race, you had to grow on them. You had to prove yourself. The love was conditional.
No.
But you can't. So we can't really say the timing, because your grandma on the black side was just as old as your grandma on the Puerto Rican side. Yeah. So basically,
she might be a little older.
It's
so
some sand.
She's got more of that understanding of racism and stuff. So.
And she encouraged her black son to marry this Puerto Rican woman because he had 2 children out of wedlock with this woman.
Yeah.
So immediately, you can't say you remember.
Hey, no. Get that off of there.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You don't remember your grandma or grandpa ever talking about your hair, or calling you light skin?
No, never talked bad about us. Never nothing. Never nothing. It was always
Day one.
day
Before.
one. Yeah.
And this is what this is the point I was trying to make, because we always talk about how when it comes to the black community, which is golden community, we always accept these mixed children or these other races.
Yeah, we always accept other people
immediately.
Because I mean, we're natural lovers. Like we love unconditionally anybody. I mean, if we see someone on the street in trouble, we're gonna try to help. Like that's just how we are. And they didn't program us to a point. Now it's like we don't even love ourselves now. Like we'll watch the brother on the curb die before, helping him. It's speculation. It's like, oh, what did you do? Oh, well, where are you from? Like you gotta ask all these questions in order for you to help them now. But now it's like, oh, if you see a white guy laying on the corner, like, oh man, someone get him in the ambulance. Like
anybody but black.
Give him
anybody but yourself.
Give him mouth to mouth. Like they're quick. But that's just how we are. But they didn't program us now not to be like that towards our own, and that's something that we definitely have to fix. We definitely have to change, because we all we got.
Get up, baby.
I know they try to make it seem like they on our side now and everything, but at the end of the day, it really ain't. It ain't really. It's not the same love we put out.
No.
And I'm just being real. It's not the same love that we put out.
And that's why I had to ask that question, because just since us being together and you telling me your stories, when you talk about your Puerto Rican family, it almost sound like and take no offense, it all kind of sound like to me like they give me the word but I can't get, arranged marriage, because the way you talk about them is like we grew on each other. Yeah. Like they put us together,
it kind of is like
that's
that,
how you talk when you talk about them. But when I would hear you talk about your black family, you didn't speak of them like that. You spoke of them like they loved you. You spoke of them like your grandfather taught you things.
Man,
you
taught
didn't
me everything
speak
I knew.
of them like, I had to, I got
an
an
A+. No shade
plus.
towards my dad. I mean, he showed me some things. He taught me some things, but my grandfather showed me that real father type of learning and
the
teachings.
Black one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the Spanish one, he was more. That was something else.
Because even when it came to your Hispanic
I
family,
learned nothing from him, really, to be honest with you.
I know you're saying they grew on you, but like you said, before growing on you, you can say even your grandma and grandpa was guilty of calling you the N-word, or either black or whatever you are, they call you.
Yeah.
So
got extra whoopings for things that really didn't make sense, stuff like that. Like my uncle had, he had chow-chows. Yeah, one big black one, for some odd reason, didn't like me and my father whatsoever. I mean, we're the same color, basically.
You
I mean,
can't see itself. That's the problem.
It's crazy.
You see them.
But hey, stop putting dirt on your cup. No.
That's bad. Not to wash it, but
yeah.
The chow-chows.
Yeah, he had one big black one and two gold ones, and there was a day where I went to go take the trash to the alley in the backyard, and as soon as I turned around, I noticed the 3 dogs being let out to use the bathroom. And when they let them out, they just let them out. They don't go out there with them. I mean, it's a gated backyard, so it's like, it is what it is, so they just let them loose. And I'm watching these damn dogs, and it's crazy because like the girls was cool. The girls, the golden ones, they was cool as a fan. They loved me, they loved my dad, whatever, but it was just the big black boy, Damien, that just really did not like me and my dad for some odd reason. And it's crazy because it's like the way that the back porches are set up, it's like you can go down 2 ways, and it's like the 2 girls came down one way and the boy came out my side, the side of the yard that I was on, that I was going in and out of, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just watching them run down these flights of stairs and stuff. And then the girls stop, and then the boy just keeps going because he sees me. And he already started barking from the top, So I'm trying to run, hurry up, and try to get up my flight of stairs before he gets down all 3 of them. But it didn't work out that way. So he met me out in the yard, like right by the stairs, We had a little fight, a little tussle. Me and this dog or whatever. And I ended up winning. I'm not going to go into straight details, but yeah, I ended up winning. And because of me winning, I got in trouble, and my grandparents whooped my ass. Like, they beat my ass. And then when my uncle found out, he was like, y'all fucking stupid, y'all retarded. Like, the boy, you know what I'm saying, he was in distress. Like, he had to fight for his life. Like, fuck this dog. Like, this is family. Like, he snapped. Like, he went in on the grandparents. So I'm just saying, like, it just goes to show the unnecessary, you know what I'm saying, hatred towards... Sorry, give me one of them water bottles, please. Towards me, and the difference of someone who's like, y'all tripping. Like, y'all tripping. Like, this boy just battled this big-ass dog for his life, and y'all whoop his ass. It's his dog. So wouldn't you think, like, oh, man, why you beat my dog's ass? Like, man, I gotta take him to the hospital now, like, type shit. And for him to be like, man, fuck that dog. We got to make sure that Silas is okay. Like, he's got this big cut on his leg, and y'all whoop his ass, and he's sitting here bleeding to death. Like,
Cause more pain.
right. He's sitting here bleeding to death, and y'all beating his ass over some damn dog. Like, fuck this dog. I'll shoot this dog in the backyard right now for attacking him type shit. Like, he was really upset.
Well,
But,
I said the dog was racist too. You say he only messes with your daddy?
yeah.
I mean, because he's seeing them faces all the time.
I really don't understand it. Because,
the hell?
well, you know, my dad only came around like maybe once, twice a week.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of stayed away from him because, like I said, he was always barking at me. He was always on some bullshit.
So basically,
But the only time, like, he wouldn't mess with me is, like, if my cousins was out there.
he racist.
Right. Because he was like, okay, he's around. But, like, when it was just me alone, like, yeah, I got you, little nigga. What's up?
That's what I'm saying. That's
I'm
crazy.
like, damn.
Hold on. So basically, when it came to this fighting situation, like you said, he was only nice to you if somebody Hispanic was around. So basically,
Yeah.
you saying by him seeing you by yourself, he attacked you as if you were a
Oh, yeah, he
intruder,
came at me.
right? Like you were somebody who broke in the house.
Yeah, he came
So you
at
had
me.
to hit him or kick him or whatever to get him off of you.
Well,
they didn't realize
in
that.
the beginning, it's like he grabbed my shirt and he was like trying to like slam me.
Racist.
And when he did, you know, when he did that, I like punched him in the nose because I was always told at a young age, like, go for the nose. It's sensitive.
No more water.
So when I did that,
Just wait a minute.
he, like, you know, he lost grip, but he was going back for another one.
And when you.
Yeah, and then when he went for that,
God.
I fell, like, I went down on my knee, and like it was a big like a screw or something stuck in the ground, and it dug into my leg, and that's that big scar you see right here on my leg, under the burn.
All
Now
right,
that
right.
the burn is
But
there.
you told me before the burn.
It was it's a big scar on my leg, and it cut me really deep and long down my leg, and then it's like, as soon as that, we both saw it, like, he instantly was like, ooh, blood, and me was like, oh my God, I'm about to die. So I just went into straight fight mode. I used a little karate, you know what I'm saying? I grabbed him by his leg, and I just kept swinging him, until the point that I couldn't hold him. No, I was spinning so fast that I lost control of him, and he went into the building head first, and it knocked him out. And that's how I was able to. I picked up like 2 rocks, and you know, walked past him. And when I was walking past him, he kind of like jumped up, like, oh nigga, I ain't done yet. So I popped him, boom. You know what I'm saying? And when I did that, that gave me enough time to get past him and run upstairs. And you know, I'm telling my grandparents, like, oh, Damien bit me. And I don't know, my grandma was saying something in Spanish, but you know, she was so hysterical or whatever. She sees the dog on the ground, busted and beat up, and I just instantly saw the anger and hatred towards me. It was just like man, I'm sitting here bleeding. Like I need to stop this bleeding.
And you a little ass boy. And that punk ass dog, they felt meant more than that fucking human. Even if you wasn't related to him.
Like I said, I'm getting the whooping. I guess
crazy.
My uncle at that point, I guess he felt like, oh, it was enough time. The dog should have used it by now. So he's calling them, and then the girls, they come, and the boy ain't coming. So that's when he came down. I guess he heard me screaming from the whoopings and stuff, and that's when he came down, like, what's going on? Now, he spoke English. He was fluent in English. He was bilingual. You know, and I knew it was something. I knew it was serious when he started, you know, cussing them out in Spanish, because my uncle is like, he's like a comedian. Like, he's hilarious. Like, every chance, every second he gets, he's telling some type of joke. He's trying to make somebody laugh. He's trying to, you know what I'm saying, lighten whatever situation, even if it's already a light situation. Like, he's joking all the time. Like, he's a straight comedian. I don't know why he never really got into the profession. Well, I know why, but, you know, street niggas, you know what I'm saying. But I instantly saw a different side of him that day. Like, fuck that dog. Like, crazy. The hell is wrong with y'all? Like, this boy, and he's the one who started cleaning me up. He didn't go check on the dog or nothing. He saw the dog laying there, and he's like, what the hell is going on? Like, what? And I guess they started telling him what was going on, and it's like his face, like, instantly turned red. His face, like, dropped, like, and y'all hitting him? Like, he just went in, like, I don't know. But yeah, it was just an example of, like, the difference of rationale and racism, yeah, I guess, yeah.
So the next question, because I know this is pretty traumatic.
I'm cool.
No, it's traumatic, but it is a form of shadow work, because you're taking the time to actually, you know, pull these things out and be like, dang, you know, I guess it was like a fucking unconditional love me over time, you know, you can actually see. So I wanted to ask you the next question. When you talked about the whole being, you know, being mixed or whatever, did you find dating life difficult? You know, like when you started dating and stuff.
Difficult? I can say yes and no.
Okay.
Because, of course, growing up, I had a somewhat of a identity crisis. You know, I'm trying to figure out, who am I? I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm not black. You know, I'm somewhere in between. I'm trying to figure out the good parts, the bad parts. You know, I'm just trying to figure myself out, you know, what works for me. And when it comes to dating golden women and them women, I knew at a very young age that I'm more drawn to the golden women than the other women. There's something about them that I just, I don't know. I just can't, I can't see myself at all whatsoever, physically, emotionally, mentally, with one of them. I just can't. And I know they say, oh, you're supposed, you know, boys are more drawn to their mother, you know, like their mother, someone like their mother, but not in my case. Like, in my case, I wanted something totally different. I wanted strong. I wanted beautiful. I wanted you. But yeah, I couldn't see myself with anything else.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually pretty rare, because like you said,
and then as far as you know, them dating me,
right?
I guess because of my identity crisis, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't really find what they wanted, because like I said, I'm not, you know, Puerto Rican enough to be with a Puerto Rican woman, I guess, and I'm not black enough to be with a black woman at the time.
So like dating a Hispanic woman, it's like what? They didn't feel like you were Hispanic enough if you dated a Hispanic woman, or?
Yes, I mean,
what was it?
For one, you know what I'm saying, I like things that they don't like. They like things that I don't like. As far as when it comes to like the food, it's a lot of their food that I love, but there's also a lot of their food I don't love. So it's like, I see that as a problem. When it comes to children, you know what I'm saying, discipline and the way I want to raise my children is different, you know.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did they actually say the problem was? Like, you
it really
mixed,
wasn't.
dating
It really wasn't a explanation. Problem. It was just more like, this ain't gonna work, and just you going about your business, I go about mine.
So you're saying with dating Hispanic, like, y'all didn't have certain things.
To be honest with you, I really didn't date them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I tried to. It's just I it's like plaids and stripes, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't see myself. I couldn't do it.
So you're saying
Even the
like,
conversations,
oh, I'm sorry.
even conversations with them is just not something attractive to me.
So basically, y'all didn't have a lot in common. Is
No,
that
we
what it
ain't got
boils
nothing in
down
common.
to?
Yeah, we ain't got nothing in common.
A lot of differences.
I mean, we got some things in common because I am somewhat them, but
right.
it's not nothing that I can base a relationship off of. It's not something I can base a life off of.
So because of the racism, did you feel like that made you identify more with the black culture or golden culture? Is that why you're saying
No, I was
that?
always drawn more to my golden side anyway.
Oh, okay. Even without the racism.
Yeah, even without the racism, I mean, yeah, I like them. They cool, you know. Like I can get down with them. I like their dance. I like their music. You know, their food, and yeah, it's a lot of that I will honor. You know what I'm saying? It's just I can't have a life like that. I just can't see myself having a life like that. Being around those people, being, you know, fully into that culture like that. I just can't do it.
So you feel like with dating black women, you can embrace that full culture from their music, food, whatever it is about black people.
Everything about golden people, I am in love with everything. Except the ignorance, except the...
Which is in every culture.
Yeah, but it's not where, you know what I'm saying, it's a hate or dislike. It's more of a hurt, a pain to see my people in the conditions that we're in, you know. Because I've been feeling it ever since I was young. So I know. I've been through the same struggles. I know a lot of people look at me like, nah, you ain't been through what I've been. Yeah, I've been through it, man. It's not a race. I mean, well, like I said, I'm looked upon as the outside world when it comes to the system, to the program, to other cultures. Even that culture, they'll look at me and call me something else. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know you're not all black, but you ain't Puerto Rican.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Or like, do you get looks when you tell people my mom is Puerto Rican?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. And then it's like a look of disgust. And oh, you know how to speak Spanish? No, I wasn't graced with that privilege.
So yeah, that I understand what you're saying. Like I said, I'm not mixed, but so for more you, it was a feeling. Yeah. Obviously, growing up with the Spanish when you're young,
it's just
you
my
did
spirit
get
was
to,
already. Yeah, I experienced everything with that culture.
And then you got to experience everything with the black culture when you got from under their roof.
Yeah. So
okay, so the next question. By choice,
but to be honest with you though, I never really got the culture from my family, like my black side and all that, and my golden side and all that.
Okay.
Because for one,
come on, baby.
My father's family.
Hold on.
Hello.
Okay, sister.
You know what I'm saying? My family ain't what you would call... You know, my father wasn't from the streets like that, you know. And in fact, he was actually on the other side. He was a PO. Not a probation... I mean, not a police officer, but a probation officer. But, I mean, he tried to install the decency of American living or whatever. You know, we all follow this dream, this American dream, but in order for you to live an American dream, you got to be asleep, right? I wasn't never asleep. I was always woke. I was always trying to do something different. And I gravitated more towards the street life just because it was more real. It was more, you know what I'm saying, the people I was around, my friends, their family, you know what I'm saying. I saw something about the realness, that real unconditional love, not trying to live by a standard of a different culture, like, you shouldn't wear your hair like that, you shouldn't wear your clothes like that, you shouldn't act like that, you shouldn't talk like that. Like, there was always some type of standard that they wanted us to live by that street people don't. We're more of a free spirit. We're more of our own, even though our culture has been destroyed and, you know, we don't fully understand it and live by it, we still strive to try to be ourselves, our individual self. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find our own and not live by your standard American, you know, language and clothing and, you know, just that goofy shit, that sleep shit.
So you would say, like you're saying, that as far as your experience with the black culture, it was more so with you leaving the porch and
Yeah.
like you. So okay, then that's a good thing you brought that up. So not really feeling accepted in this, you know, like maybe the way your dad grew up, like this. What's the word, like?
Green.
Go to school, clean,
Yeah.
cut color.
Yeah.
You maybe didn't feel right that way.
No, I didn't
and
feel
then in the other culture, you felt like you'd have to change to adjust to being Hispanic. And so you're saying when it came to people,
They try to live that life too, though.
when it came to people that's being of the streets, it's like you talked about earlier, it's that more acceptance. Like whatever way you already are, we got our problems too, so whatever.
Yep.
So that's where you fit. That's that kind of where that in between came for you, because at home it's like that wasn't working.
And that's why I was never
Hispanic
really.
wasn't working.
Once I left the porch,
Okay,
it's like
guys.
I never really wanted
Guys.
to be home.
Not loud.
And then it was never really nobody home anyway, so it's not like I experienced that
Not too loud. Hey, y'all go over there. Y'all too loud.
life like.
So bottom line, the outcast people that society would call outcasts, those are the ones that are loyal and have the unconditional love. Is what you're trying to say. Experience.
Because everybody's trying to make it. Well, back then.
Yeah.
Now it's like
times.
everybody want to make it for themselves and fuck everybody around them. Back then, we were more
back then.
united. We
Yeah.
were more, you know what I'm saying, that we were less broken, I guess. Because it was like, you know, I'll go to my friend's house and immediately, oh, yeah, of course they once you have an education, is your homework done, you know what I'm saying? Your chores done, you know what I'm saying? You can't have a dirty house, you know what I'm saying? Of course, that's the first thing, but when it came to me, it was like, you eat today, you good, you staying out of trouble, like they cared, you know what I'm saying? My friends, family, they cared, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you good? You know what I'm saying? Everything all right at home, you know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that. Shoot, they even discipline me. Now, sellers, you can't do that. I'll beat your ass. Like, oh, okay, my bad.
And they were black parents, you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So when it came to your Hispanic mom, did you feel that discipline and how you felt in the
Hell
black
no.
mama's house you was at?
Hell no. And then
Okay.
I will come home and do things, have the house clean, dishes clean, you know what I'm saying, without being asked. And it's like, oh, where you learn that from? Like, she got an attitude. Like, oh, who taught
Black
you that?
mama's been teaching you?
Right. Like, what you mean?
Black
Like,
mama's
what is the
been
problem?
teaching
It's
you how to
clean.
clean
You
it.
ain't got to come home and do it, right? Or like, I'll have dinner cooked. You too young to be messing with the stove. And then, okay, but dinner is cooked and the house is intact. Like, what the fuck you want? What is you mad about? I just helped you out. It's 8 o'clock. By the time you get done doing everything, you know what I'm saying, it'd be 10 o'clock. We'll be in bed. How we gonna eat dinner?
So you were always really smart. So when you were going to those black friends' houses,
I
you
picked
were
up from them,
watching
yeah.
what their moms did and what
I learned from
the
them,
chores
yeah.
they had. Because you're saying like how the black moms, of course,
They
like
make
you
sure
said,
things was done.
we gotta fucking clean. They'll wake your ass up at 3 in the morning if you ain't clean.
Right.
So you're saying that you would watch how they were doing their kids and be like, damn, why my mama not doing that? And then
Exactly.
you start doing what they mamas was telling them to do.
Exactly.
And you say she's seen like some kind of jealousy when you
Yeah.
started doing their routines.
And you got a piece of that in my older
yeah,
life too. Like,
yeah.
oh, why couldn't you change for me type shit? Like,
Yeah,
what do you mean? Like, you're
yeah.
not giving me to change by.
Yeah.
You're not giving me an example. You're not giving me any type of lesson. Like,
Yeah, his mom doesn't like me because she feels like she's saying that he changed because of me, but all we did was got shit in order. Basically, like,
Exactly.
let the bad shit go and we got
stop
shit in
drinking
order.
and destroying my body. You know what I'm
Stop doing
saying?
drugs and
All that stuff. You know, stop destroying my body.
taking
Stop,
care of his health, basically.
stop being gluttonous. Stop, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I just kind of instilled the things like he was saying that I learned from my grandma.
I ain't gonna say you instilled it. I'm
Well,
gonna say you woke it back up. Cause it was
From the
more
black
like,
moms that you learned already.
Right. 'Cause
The
it was
black
more
moms,
like-
yeah.
It's like, okay. Because it's like, nobody wants to do nothing. Well, back then, when I was living in that house, so nobody wants to do things. They just want to do their own thing. They want to go play video games. They want to, do all that. And it's like I got to a point where it's like, I'm not fit to keep cleaning up after all these grown-ass kids.
Right.
I'm just going to take care of my own room, my own, you know what I'm saying? I like to have a clean yard, so I kept the yard clean. I kept the bushes cut, grass cut, shit like that. Never asked for, chore money and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't live that life. It was just, I know things need to be done. My dad wasn't around to do it, and I'm saying that he wasn't in the household. It's just, he supposedly had to make so much money. He had to have so many jobs. He was never really home. Put that down. So it's like around the house things got neglected because the man ain't at home doing what he's supposed to be doing. So I picked up the slack. But I was looked at as a problem more than a problem than a solution, because I started getting to a point where it was like I'm getting upset, I'm getting mad, I'm getting frustrated that no one's not picking up the slack either. No one's following the example. No one's, you know what I'm saying, y'all. Everybody's about they selves, and I it pushed me more away from my family than anything.
So when I said instill, I didn't mean teach you. Yeah. I guess I should have said routine, because growing up with a black, and a black mom, and then, my grandma and all them being black, it was a routine for us. Like, it wasn't going to be you can skip a day or skip 2 days from cleaning or skip 3 days. So really, by you finding somebody on the same accord, it was something that we continued to do. Like, it's a lifestyle, basically.
Right.
Like something that, like you said, you learned from those black moms. That was my lifestyle every day. So it wasn't like you're telling me, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. It was already natural for me. And then what you learned from those moms that you used to be around, it became natural for you back then. So I didn't mean like I taught you. I just meant like,
yeah, I get it.
It was already my lifestyle. So I just continued on, because everybody in my house was already doing it. Everybody in my grandma's house already doing it. All my family house is clean. They all already do it.
Yep.
So basically, when we got together and she told your dad she didn't like me, it wasn't about changing for me. It's about you finding the life that you wanted to live, being able to have an equal.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all way too loud. Go over there. You having an equal.
Y'all heard y'all mama?
Having an equal to be like, oh, okay,
play.
She's on the same page as me. She also don't see it normal. You must have every dish clean. You must have everything clean all the time. So. Right. But like what he's trying to say, it's like it was a jealousy when he learned from those black moms, jealousy when he got with me. So, that's all we were trying to really get at. So the next question is, did you ever feel like you had to be more loyal to one race?
Did I feel that way? No. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I had to. It was just something natural, because it's like I'm gonna be loyal to whoever's loyal to me,
So if right now, well, I can't say right now. Well, we know the time. Okay, we'll all say right now, because the times has changed and all y'all mixed kids are accepted. I'm still gonna say it's racism on the other side. The non-dominant, we know, even if you're a mixed kid, we know black is the dominant gene. And that's probably why, like I said, they're always accepted by the blacks, because spiritually we can feel that they're predominantly black.
Junior, stop putting that in your mouth. Put it down.
What I would say is, even to this day, I know you saying times have changed, there still is racism and mixed shit. The people who not black.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I ain't never seen no black person. They may say something like a little joke, like, oh, you're a little light-skinned stuff. But they doing it like, oh, you're cute.
Just like without giving out names, just talk like shit a family like member of yours who has a white baby mama. And her dad supposedly is in one of those little hate groups, disown her. But now all of a sudden it's like,
okay, I know, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't accept you having this baby with this person.
Great
but
example.
That's still my family, so I'm gonna take care of the little girl, but I don't fuck with you type situation.
Hold on, it's actually worse, because when the white girl wanted to get with my cousin, they kicked her ass out. She live with my black family right now. My black family opened the door to her white self and her mixed.
We're accepted.
and her mixed child exactly accepted. So not only did they accept the child, they let the white lady come in and live in there too. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if he's married her yet, but I know they've been together for at least like a whole lot of years. But all I'm saying is, just look at that right there. Oh, you got pregnant by a black guy? Get your white ass out my house. But then this black mom, who he done married, let her come in, and this baby got his own room and all that.
Yeah.
You know, like, she treat her as if she's a daughter, this white girl, and her father and them is a part of the racist organization. So that's just another example. I'm glad you brought that up, that he wants to give, how I'm saying that our people are always accepting of everybody. And that brings us to my next question. Would you recommend people to have mixed kids? From your experience and what you went through.
Me personally, no. I don't know what everybody else's situation is, but there's always gonna be an issue. I don't care how perfect you think it is, or how perfect people portray it to be. I wouldn't. And you see, I haven't. I wouldn't mix my children anymore. If anything, I'm trying to put the black back in.
Because
and it's not like I'm racist towards Puerto Ricans or other races or nothing like that. I mean, to be honest with you, how they used to say back in the day, stick to your own, I truly feel that. I truly feel like we should stick to our own. Like, we're the only race that's really erasing our own out of the books. We're the only ones who are like, we want something different. We want something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's examples of others doing it, but it's very rare.
Not that much.
Yeah, it's
they
very
just
rare.
Promote them everywhere.
But everybody wants to be part of the golden race. Everybody wants to mix within us. They want to weaken the blood. They want to weaken the DNA more and more. And it's like it's a mission. It's a mission of theirs. So, to your answer, no. I don't think we should be mixing them.
Because one thing I want to really stress that you told me about personally.
I think we need to start strengthening our bloodlines again and sticking to our own. But go ahead.
Because one thing you told me personally is, and for me, having mixed friends.
Go back over there.
Having mixed friends, and I even watched a couple of YouTube videos. I always lived around I always had mixed friends and things like that. From every mixed friend and person I've been around, including every YouTube testimony I've watched, every last one of y'all have all battled with that identity crisis stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't care about no generation accepting y'all or not.
I mean,
it's always gonna be
so much that
confusion.
We have to, yeah, it's so much because it's like is that them little sticky things on?
I took them off. They smashed. You can't really feel them.
Yeah, out here it's not out here like it is out in El Paso, but
The identity crisis, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what, it's like you're like, we got to figure out how to treat our own hair, because we all have different types of hair. We got to learn how to treat our own skin or our digestive systems, what to eat, what not to eat. Like, I know you're going to say, oh, well, that's everybody. No. There's a lot of things that golden people can eat that they're very well fine off, but it would mess my system up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like our bodies are confused as well.
Right.
Like, is it okay for us to eat chitlins or is it not? Like, and not to say I can't, because back in my day I used to tear them things up. But yeah, I know they nasty or whatever, man.
But like you say,
what you eat might make me shit too.
But you say, like, yeah. It's like when
you
you're
gotta
trying to
figure yourself out, because like growing up in that household, you know, my dad, he always kept like the bald fade, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not the bald fade, but a bald head, you know what I'm saying? He never really grew his hair out. He doesn't like growing his hair out. I have mixed people hair. My mom has straight hair. So the only shampoos and conditioners in the house is white people stuff. That stuff ain't good for golden people, not even for mixed people. Because I'm sitting here, and she really didn't teach me how to treat my hair, so I'm sitting here cleaning my hair with shampoo all the time and never using conditioner. So I'm just fucking my scalp up. My hair it's a good mix. It's decent enough, it's strong enough to withhold a lot, because I put it through a lot not knowing shit until I got older. But the fact, like I said, like, we have to figure things out for ourselves, because she ain't know what to do. She ain't know what to do with my sister hair. My sister hair is a little coarser than mine, just maybe 1 degree coarser than mine. And she's doing all kinds of, she's taking it to these damn Puerto Rican salons and let them hair blow it and all like that stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? As she got older, then she wanted to go into the braids and stuff like that, the black people stuff, because that's what her hair was more about. And that's how mine was, but she never taught us how to care for our hair completely. That's something we have to figure out for ourselves. And I'm sure it's like that with a lot of mixed people. You might have a white daddy and a black mama, and the black mama going into it thinking, I'm gonna use these black products, you know what I'm saying, treat it like black hair, but she got hair like mine, or hair like her daddy, you know what I'm saying? And it's ruining what they got going on. And I'm just using hair as an example.
That's a great example that you're using.
Because that's something that everybody can see.
Great example.
But even when it comes to skin and stuff like that, me growing up, I didn't know I had more of a golden skin, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm putting these white people lotions on my body, and I'm just staying ashy, I'm staying dry and nothing. And then as I got older, I started learning the culture, like, we're more into Vaseline and baby oils, you know what I'm saying? So when I started doing that, then it's like, okay,
it's holding now.
It's holding. My head, my skin ain't as dry. I'm not itchy, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, stuff like that. I'm just saying, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? My Puerto Rican mama, she's using, I don't know, Suave or something. I don't know.
It's
some kind of stupid lotion.
It's working for her.
Yeah, it works for her because
that's
their stuff.
Yeah.
But you put it on our bodies, mixed bodies, or Puerto Rican golden bodies or whatever, it's not going to work for us like that.
It's going to strip the hell out your hair.
Man,
that, you know, that stuff that they use to wash their hair and shit with. So at the end of the day, you know, when we add the other parts to this video, it ain't got shit to do with being racist. It's science. No. If y'all don't want to believe in science, I'm talking about the fact of, if I put the shit in my hair that his mom put in the hair, because she's offered me, I'm like, I can't use her shit, it's going to fuck my hair up. If I was to use her, even her wash routines, the soaps and things she used, that would dry my fucking skin out and peel me to death, but it'll hydrate her. And if she tries to use my stuff, it probably wouldn't be beneficial for her. Like how
that should be too oily.
Exactly. Yeah. Me being golden, I, like with my hair, even before my locks, I can go weeks without, I don't have to wash my hair and different things like that. My hair thrives off not being washed and stuff. My, you know, the natural sebum makes my hair grow, makes my hair shine. Like, I don't have to, you know, do a lot, like, in that aspect.
No.
But it's Come like, relax.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
And I've always been like that. It's like, for my type of hair, it's like the less, right, for what? It's like the less, the best. But if you think about it, like he was saying, but if his mom tried to do like me and say, I'm not going to wash my hair for 2 weeks or a month, I'm just going to let my sebum, you know, get back right. And I'm going to wait 2 months. I know some people who wait 6 months, 3 months with our type hair. Before she got to day 2, she would be saying how heavy her hair is, how oily her hair is. She must get like her hair fully washing and drenched every single day. So even right there, that's not racism. That's a difference in itself.
It's just facts.
She can't go 6 months or 3 months or 4 months, even 4 days without washing her hair.
Right, and I didn't know that, but I've been telling you, you got to clean your hair every single day.
Right.
So I'm sitting here.
So you in the middle.
I'm tearing my shit up until I got older and like, man, I can go. And that's when I started growing my hair out and you know, doing the braids and stuff like that. And I noticed, like, man, well, I don't have to wash my hair while I got braids. Like, why I got to do it without braids?
And that's what I'm saying.
And
like, we got that
it was
naturalness.
just more stronger. It was more healthier. It was more shiny. It was more, you know what I'm saying? That's when I started noticing, like, maybe I don't have to clean my hair every single fucking day.
Right. And it goes back to what I always say. And this is my witness right here. Because for the video that our spirit team downloaded me, I got notes. I'm going to make, you know, add all that stuff in here. This is my witness to say, you know, me not just talking about things I don't understand. So then you as a witness can say, I personally, this is my opinion, I believe every woman that's not black is white. And let me tell you why I said it before y'all get y'all little attitudes. Oh, I'm Hispanic, I'm Mexican, that's different. I'm Spanish, I'm Russian, fuck all that. Let me tell you why I say that. I always tell my husband, a white woman can never raise a black woman, okay? And I say that because even though you want to call his mom Puerto Rican, a little Mexican girl, like his brother got a little Mexican girl, they have the same shit in common. They got the same motherfucking hair. So if that was her daughter, if she adopted her when she was a little ass girl, no motherfucking problems. Her hair would have been straight, her language would have been straight, her food would have been straight. If his mother had a white girl in the house and adopted a white girl, same thing. She would know how to treat her hair. Even though the food might have been a little different, the hair and skin, shit would have been the same. She would have been straight.
Yep.
But like I said, raising a black girl, especially, let's say his sister would have came out on the darker side and came out my color, she would never be able to.
She know how to take care of her hair and her skin. Like her skin,
Right.
like her face was always
Horrible,
breaking
you
out.
said.
It was,
Horrible face.
it was always breaking out.
She
It
knows
was
what
so oily because
She putting that shit on her face.
she just doing things that work for her own culture.
Right. But I'm saying, imagine her, by his sister being light skinned, she probably didn't have, in the black community, you know what I'm saying, she was fine. But just imagine her being dark skinned like me, and at school, if she was getting dark skinned jokes, or if she was getting coarse hair jokes, or segregated because she dark skinned, what the hell is his mama gonna say? How is she gonna know how to tell her?
Over there, Momo.
How's she gonna know how to tell her when people telling her at school you ugly because you dark skinned? She ain't gonna know what the hell to say to her.
Right.
Because like you said, you told me yourself, I asked you, I said, like in the household, was she teach? I know Black History Month, we know it's cheesy now and all that stuff, but I'm saying, did she teach you about black heroes? Did she cook y'all?
Something my grandparents did.
Right, your black grandparents though.
Yeah.
But did she cook y'all black food? Was she interested in y'all black friends?
Nope.
You know, let them meet their black mamas or let them come spend
Even
the
to
night.
this day, well, even though I don't have friends no more, but even to this day, she'll still act like, oh, who is that? Who is that? Like
Friends for over 20 years.
For over 20 years, right? How do you not know that's such and such yet?
Oh, what's his name again? Which, you know why? Because they racist and they fucking all look the same to her. All your black friends look the same.
And they
so,
all completely look different.
all different height, some
Different
skinny,
colors.
some
Right.
thicker. You know, just some got glasses, some don't. Silly shit like that.
Some got dreads,
Man,
some don't.
some got
Like,
haircuts. And then even being friends with these, when he was friends with these guys over 20 something years, and you bring them up like, oh yeah, mom, this friend said what's up. Oh, who? Oh, which one is that?
Right.
Oh, this one? Like, that racist ass shit. But you remember these other Hispanic people that's fucking strangers at Walmart. You talk to them for years, but these guys that been coming to your house, you don't know which one is which.
you know my baby brother's girlfriend's
That
brother
that Mexican
that
yeah,
you
she
met
know
like
them.
once or twice.
Oh, she know them?
Oh, you know the hell out of him though. You know his whole life story. His
And
name, his middle name, when he was born, everything. You know
Right.
everything about this dude you met twice.
And
In the
that's why I
last,
wanted to- yeah.
what, 4 years, 5 years.
And that's why I want to get to that
Right.
a white woman, because they all white at the end of the day. Because like if he was a little white kid walking in the store with her, they wouldn't say shit. They would just say his mama got a tan.
Right.
You know, because his hair would have been the same, his walk and talk would have been the same. So at the end of the day, a white woman can never raise no damn black child. Because watch out, y'all. They just the bugs.
Just take it off of him.
Because let me ask you this question. It's on the ground. Ain't it?
Sorry, don't be extra about it. Just take it off of him. Just take it off of him.
He's playing with it. I don't know why they're being so extra. He's playing. He
Oh, I
doesn't
thought they
care.
were saying it was on him.
No, it's on the ground. Leave him alone. Okay, that's the last thing I want to bring up. The racial discrimination when it comes to like police, things like that. I know in your teenage life and when you were outside and the things like that with them arresting y'all doing things like that. That's not a conversation you told me she ever prepared y'all for.
Never.
I may see y'all as mixed, but they gonna see you as a nigga. You're gonna always be black. So you're gonna get, stopped and searched and checked and thrown in jail. Did she ever prepare y'all for that?
No. In fact, every time I would get in trouble with them, I would be the blame. Oh, why would you be what the fuck are you talking about? I'm out with my friends. Like, well, why would it matter?
Because in Chicago and in Illinois, she don't understand that as a black person, we used to hang out on the block with the guys and the cops. I swear, it's when they came every fucking day, and they was so used to it, the guys in the city, that when the cops would come, they asked to just hug the gate. They would just turn around and grab a motherfucking gate and get in position to get frisked and
still
checked.
get beat up.
And they would just do it all the time. As soon as the cop come down, they just go grab the damn gate. They knew what was up. So her not being from that culture, she don't understand that you could just be black walking down the sidewalk, hanging out with the girls, doing nothing wrong, and they just gonna stop and check your ass. But she don't understand that.
Multiple times.
But why would she understand that?
I'm walking to the corner store and I get a car jump out in front of me and get thrown on the hood. What were you doing? What the fuck you mean? I was walking to the damn store. I just told you. Oh, what did you say? I didn't say shit. I'm walking. Like, what the fuck you want from me, man? Like, I'm a black guy by himself. They see a target. Plain and simple.
But see, these are things that other races ain't never gonna understand. She's not gonna believe you, just like them. She's not gonna believe you was just walking to the store and they just threw you down like they do my cousins in the hood and my used to do my daddy and them. And, oh, you talk shit to me. We can put this on you right now. We put this brick on you right now, and you'll never see the daylight again. We gonna put these drugs on you. We gonna put this spelling on you, this charge on you. Her being from a different culture, she ain't never went through no shit like that. She ain't never been.
Put it down.
She ain't never been threatened.
Y'all go over there.
Threatened as a golden female, like, oh, we'll lock your baby daddy up. We'll lock you up. We'll put your kids in CPS if you don't do what we say. She ain't never went through that. So for you to say, I was just walking and they picked me up, what the fuck? You're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an experience you'll never experience. So this message is to all y'all people who got these mixed parents out there. Coming from these different cultures, you're never going to experience that. I'm not talking about the one or two that y'all want to say, oh, my white daddy lived in the projects, my white mama lived in the projects, or that's, what's that, you're less than your 1%. I'm talking about overall. They're never going to understand you. They're not going to understand why you getting expelled at school, but your other counterparts are not. Why you getting in trouble and your other counterparts are not, because that's not their life, that's not their experience. And that was the point of this interview from somebody with true intel, not just saying what I seen on YouTube, what my friend thought. That was the point.
And then even when you making sense, you get in trouble. Like I said, like she used to
almost done.
Treat me like I'm one of them. So I'm in a Catholic school.
And you look black to them, and they got you in a fucking Catholic school. Only black in the Catholic school. Sick shit like that. So I'm in there.
They trying to teach me this Jesus character. And even, like I said, I was woke back then. And I'm thinking, like, why do I have to serve this character that looks nothing like me? Everybody else here looks like him, except me. Why do I have to worship him? I get kicked out. I get in trouble. I get on punishment. I get whooped. Yeah, I know.
Train.
All right, what a long train. But what was I talking about?
You were saying how even as a child, being in this Catholic school as the only black person, you were noticing that image of Jesus.
I was getting in trouble. I got kicked out of school for asking smart questions. Like, oh, why do I have to serve this white man? I mean, everybody here looks like him, but me. Why do I have to serve him? That sounds like slavery to me, but hey, it is what it is. It's just the culture difference. Like, it's just retarded. And then even then I was being treated different. Oh, you can't have communion with us. Like, what? Who said I want them little crackers and juice anyway? Just tease me. Just let me off to lunch. I got a good lunch waiting on me. Or like, I'll get into a fight and I'm the one that gets suspended, but the other one goes back to school the next day.
Shit like that. Racism.
Oh, you needed time to cool off. I didn't even start the fight. What the fuck you mean? Well, I need to cool off for? I was defending myself. Oh, because I whooped his ass. I'm the problem, though, right? I'm the aggressor. Man, just little shit like that.
That was my last question, but I got another. This last one, I'm through. I'm done. Did you ever feel like your mother was racist, and did you ever feel like she was ashamed of having your black kids?
As I got older, I started noticing things that made me feel that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Even to this day.
Okay, so some like a little embarrassment having y'all black kids.
Mm-hmm. Certain things that she wouldn't say in front of us that I know she felt and heard from the grapevine. You know, just certain shit.
Do you ever think that? Did you ever think that was did you ever feel like that was any kind of racism? Not teaching y'all the language, like keeping y'all in some kind of private society? Or?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of stuff that's being said behind the closed door or hiding behind the language barrier. Y'all stop fighting.
No. Y'all playing chess? Or y'all fighting?
But Marley doesn't want to, Mumu doesn't want to play, Manny. Go play with Juju if you want to. He'll play chess with you.
Juju, play with him. Play chess.
You want to play open chess? No,
Okay.
he don't want to play either, so.
Soon, baby. So, yeah.
Anyway.
The secret language you felt.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of things that was said with the barrier behind it that she didn't want us knowing it was being said, so I felt like she didn't want to teach us. All my cousins is bilingual. Why aren't we?
I understand.
And most of them have, if you want to say, oh, well, maybe because they have bilingual parents. No, most of them didn't have daddy. Most of them, even most of them that did have the daddy, they wasn't even bilingual. They knew English only.
Right.
So that's not
No
it's
excuse.
not the case. It's not the excuse. Not at all.
And you already have other videos. I'm gonna throw this in there. You already have other videos where he expressed he felt his mom was racist because I was in the picture and in his life first, and I was never accepted. But then his brother got a girlfriend a couple years after, and she was Mexican, fully accepted. They're best friends. They talk in Spanish, go everywhere. But I was never even given a chance at all. And that was one of the things that my husband, we talked about in a different video. Another sign of him, you know, just seeing like, what's the difference between them two? Like,
Yeah.
what's the difference, you know?
And don't get it twisted too. My wife has tried multiple times of trying to connect with her and go with her places and stuff like that. It's not the same.
She just wanted no parts, wanted no, like, she'd only text me like if she needed something, like in terms of like, you know, she knew I was smart with college and wanted to learn like, you know, better ways of speaking English better. But when it came to just like having a personal relationship or talking, no, none of that. Just
Right.
only if I can
have a
help
glass
her.
of wine and talk about the time she beat up somebody in the bus or something like that. No, she wouldn't do that.
But with his girlfriend, yes, Spanish,
Yeah,
mall
I'm sure
trips,
she knows that
dinners,
story.
Yeah.
From her.
But yeah, that was, I believe that was my last question. I believe we covered the things that would be very important about, like you said, the identity, the culture, your preference.
And y'all can always ask questions too,
women and
if they're
stuff.
respectful questions, and we'll answer them if it's something I didn't cover in the video or something.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Stick to your own, man. That's the best thing. That is the best advice that I can give you. Stick to your own. No matter how good you think the situation is going to be, there's always going to be something in that situation. And I know everybody want to think with their sexual organs and whatever, and think, oh, there's something better out there. No, it's not. It's nothing better. Nothing different about it. I mean, it is something different about it, but it's not nothing good. But at the same time, y'all going and y'all worrying about your own, you know what I'm saying, feelings and stuff like that. But y'all need to really take these kids into consideration, because they're the ones who actually got to live this life and not you. And I'm the perfect example. While y'all living y'all lives and thinking, oh, just because your kid ain't coming and telling you something doesn't mean there's nothing going on. 9 times out of 10, these kids is holding things back. They feel like, you know what I'm saying, they can't share with their parents because they feel like that they're going to be looked at differently. And that was one of the things that kind of affected me when I started picking up on things. I can't go tell my mom because she's just going to deny it. She's going to make me seem like I'm the idiot, I'm the bad guy. And I can't go tell my dad because he's going to turn around and try to beat somebody up. You know?
Do you also? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think that's the solution to everything. Oh, somebody say something bad to you, I'm gonna beat their ass. Like, that's not gonna solve the child's situation. That mental damage, that emotional damage, like that stuff doesn't help the child at all, man. Y'all not even gonna sit there and talk to them and let them explain anything to them, like, oh, well, you're different, or Nothing like
Right. That's important.
it's
That's what I would do.
we don't get those talks, man. We're pretty much just thrown out there to the wolves, like, man, figure it out, man. And you can't really say that your child is not hurt or damaged just because, like I said, because they ain't said nothing to you. Well, you was gonna ask me something?
I was gonna say, like, would you say your dad, because of his preference in strange women or women that aren't golden, which is not golden, not black, strange for our culture, would you say that because of his preference, do you feel like he kind of played oblivious a little bit, like there was no racism going on and he has no idea why you're...
Not only that, but on top of that, you know what I'm saying, like I was saying earlier, he really wasn't home. He really wasn't around for that.
Okay.
You know, I think at some point he felt like he made a mistake and he used having more than one job as a way to stay away.
Okay.
And a lot of things that I went through, a lot of things that I should have been taught to me, got swept under the rug. He kind of like basically he's looked at as the good guy because I'm providing for my family, but he wasn't doing what a real father was supposed to do at the time. Teaching your children, make sure that they're mentally right, you know what I'm saying, whatever they're going through, you know what I'm saying, teach them, learn them, you know what I'm saying, teach them how to survive in this world. And then for the things that I know there's going to be a lot of times where there's going to be situations where you're not going to know what to say, you're not going to know what to do, but that's something that you shouldn't leave your child to learn for themselves. Y'all should be going through it together. Don't just throw it out there as in, oh, well, they'll be fine. They'll grow out of it. Or they'll forget about it. Like, no, that stuff doesn't go nowhere. That stuff, it might get buried. But then you got this underlying unspoke of hatred or anger and don't know what to do with it. And then when it comes out, now you're the crazy person. You're the one who snapped for no reason. And it could be a simple trigger. It's something that you went through when you was a child and you feel like, I'm not going to let myself go through that again. And then you beat the shit out of somebody, a cop. You beat the shit out of a cop because of something happened to you when you was a childhood that you never resolved, or your parents never resolved because of, you know what I'm saying, living that, you know, mixed life, I guess.
And the reason why I brought up the oblivious thing was because just spending time with your, with your family, I feel like because of your dad's position, like you said, with the certain jobs he had and the certain, degree and things he had, I noticed that when it comes to other races sometimes, depending on your degree, your status, your level, they don't necessarily treat you racist to your face.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I felt like with your dad and the connections and things, I feel like maybe he didn't experience so much of that to his face, which what I was trying to say by him being a little bit oblivious to what you and your siblings may have went through, because by him having the status or the things that he had under his belt, they didn't necessarily treat him, they didn't necessarily treat him like that to his face. Right. So I felt like that he kind of oblivious, like, oh, they gonna be all right, because he wasn't experiencing it. He was already an adult. So I wonder if he felt like, everybody's gonna be treated this way because I am. That's what I kind of saw in him when I was around. So
yeah.
But I'm done. Unless you have anything else.
Nothing's coming to mind right now.
Well, I want to say thank you for opening up.
That's another thing. You got to understand, like, when it comes to genetics, man, a lot of things can be different with siblings, and that can cause some type of, problems between the siblings. Like maybe one got, straighter hair than the other one, and the other one is jealous about that, and then you got this unspoken, underlying hate towards each other, and they're always fighting about something, and you don't know why. And obviously, that's something they're not going to speak of because they can feel like they're the bad guy in the situation. Oh, I hate my brother because he's got curly hair and mine's are straight. You know what I'm saying? That stuff can play a part in the development of your children's mental state. Like, there's a lot of things. One could be lighter than the other one. It could be treated differently. You know what I'm saying? One can be, you know what I'm saying? You know, can be more accepted by society because of the way they look. And then the other one is treated like a nobody. And even though it's neither one of their faults, they could blame the other. They could have a jealousy towards the other. Oh, it was easier for you than it was for me. Oh, I had to work hard to get my scholarship. But all you did was wake up this morning and they're giving you a scholarship.
Because I want to ask, I do want to say, now that you said that, me knowing you personally,
yeah,
you
some
have
of my
a couple
siblings that look
are
different.
passing.
And they're treated differently, even within my own community. Like, I have a brother he looks more Mexican than anything, and he's like praised like he's just the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one that everybody, even like, quick example, like, it was a time in my life where I was having problems with holding the job down, you know what I'm saying, getting a job or whatever. And I had a godfather, and I say had because he's still alive, and I don't claim this stuff no more. He ain't ever did his shit for me, but anyway, but long story short, he has his own businesses. Do you think that he reached out and helped me out? Or when I reached out, did he help me out? No. But as soon as Pretty Boy Floyd was looking for a job, oh yeah, I got all these jobs lined up for him. All you gotta do is come talk to me. Like, damn, you're supposed to be my godfather. You're supposed to look out for me when I need something. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. And you know, I never held it against my brother.
No.
I was never that type. I'm not the jealous type. I'm not the envious type. None of that shit. So it's nothing that I felt like I had to take out on my brother. It was more of, how is he more special than me?
What's the difference?
Right. And your title, your so-called position, is to look out for me. He got his own godfather that took care of him. It was taking care of him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know what I'm saying, I don't hold it against my brother or nothing. It's just an example. It's just shit that I pick up on, shit that I notice, that I store in the archives.
And what you expressed to me coming up, and as well as I've witnessed myself, all of the kids that are lighter than you or that pass as Hispanic, they're all somebody's favorite, but you're not.
Right.
Like how you were, that's the harassers. Like how you were saying when it came to,
He's got your phone.
yeah, when it came to the Hispanic looking one, you also told me a story before about him being completely taken care of for college, but,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
I wanted to get into a certain degree, a certain college, and I was told no, because it's not what my parent wanted for me. It's not what I wanted, what he wanted. He felt like I should have been doing something different that I never had a passion for at all whatsoever. Never thought about it, never asked about it, nothing. But he felt like, oh, since it works for me, it should work for you. So my dreams, my ambitions, I got a brick wall. I never got what I wanted. But this brother of mine, he got a full ride. And in the profession that he's in, to be honest with you, can really help my parents with a lot. But even though he got that full ride, got his degree, doing what he wants, never once helped them at all. Using the degree that they paid for.
And not having no help.
No help whatsoever. Didn't even think of that. And even when I asked, why don't you help them? oh, well, you know, there's a lot of money involved. Like, are you serious? This is family, man. Where are your morals? Where's your support for your family that supported you to get this in the first place?
And the one that would have done anything for them, you
I
didn't
left to
get
the
college or any help. You get no help or no jump start, and then when things start going bad in your life, you get yelled at for why why you're doing so bad.
I'm right. I'm the problem. And then when I fix the problems, oh, why didn't you do it for me? What? The fuck kind of backwards narcissistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Definitely seen that. I even witnessed the favoritism myself with your siblings that look Hispanic, and the parents having their favorites each, and you just kind of being the black sheep, just falling in there, like only. But I mean,
it is what it is. It made me strong. You know what I'm saying? I can say at the end of the day, like, I don't owe nobody nothing, and nobody should look to me for nothing.
So I wanted to say I'm done with it on the interview. So I wanted to say I want to thank you for opening up about something so personal, sharing your testimony, giving more background about your life and your experience. And bottom line we got from the interview is you're saying, don't do it.
Stick to your own.
Like all the hype and everything, just
stick to your own.
Right. So
the grass is not greener on the other side.
And I appreciate you doing this for me.
Oh yeah, doing it
and
for
helping
myself.
Everybody.
And those who
awesome.
Stopping those from making a mistake, because it really is. If you talk to my father today, he'll tell you it's a big mistake. It was a big mistake. He regrets it. And he's not going to come out here and say it in an evil way, but he said it in more or less words that he should have never chose my mother as a person to settle down with or have children with.
And not to be too personal, if you don't, would you just a brief sharing of why was chosen another race in the first place instead of a black woman? Super brief, super quick.
Basically, it's probably the same answer that every other black man has when they dip into the other paint. They don't want to deal with anyone stronger than them. They can't handle a backbone. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's not true, whatever. Yeah, it is. As soon as a woman tries to straighten you out, and if you feel like a woman can't straighten you out, then there's something wrong with you, because there's always room and growth for growth. If you're doing something wrong, you want a weak-ass woman to let you make a mistake, or you want a strong woman that's going to stand up and voice herself like, that's dumb, don't do that. And y'all can go back and forth all day and fight about it and be idiots, or you can sit there and take consideration of all the things that she's saying. And a lot of these people who dip in these other, they paintbrush in other, colors, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with that strong, I'm going to voice myself, I'm going to stand up for myself type of woman. And I'm all for it. If you see me slipping, I need you to catch me before I fall, and vice versa. And don't think that one sex is stronger than the other. Don't think just because you're a man, there's nothing you can't learn from a woman. Don't think because, you're a man that a woman is not as smart as you or inferior as you or whatever the words are. Like, there's a lot that can be learned from having a good woman on your side. And who better than your own? Someone who's going to go through the same struggles, who's going to, experience the same type of things that you went through, or know what to do in certain situations because of what you are. You sitting there, okay. Say y'all going through some financial struggles, and y'all got to eat dinner tonight. You got a pack of noodles, a can of tuna, and some vegetables. A strong golden woman is going to make a whole full course meal with all, I ain't going to say all, but the little bit of ingredients you got.
Put some hot sauce on there.
throw it in the oven. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna figure something out with that. The other ones are gonna panic. The other ones ain't gonna know what to do. They're gonna talk shit. So don't think you're gonna get away from, because that's one of the things my father said. Oh, the black women, they talk too much. No, that's not true. They just saying things that you don't want to hear because you feel like, oh, I can't be wrong.
That ego.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: the other ones, they speak just as much, and they just as dumb as the next box of rocks, and they don't know what the fuck they talking about, and they're just talking out the side of their neck, and both of y'all is gonna fall together. But like I said, they're gonna panic. They ain't gonna know what to do with that tuna and noodles and vegetables. They're gonna try to figure out, oh, well, you should go out there and steal something, or you should go out there and sell some drugs, or you should go do this, or you should go do that.
There you go. Now you're in jail.
Or they fucking with somebody on the side, and they get her and the children fed, but you sitting there looking like a goofball. Strong woman, your own kind. We all gonna eat. We all gonna eat good. I don't care if we had a bag of dog food and a bag of rice.
Figure it out.
We gonna make it. We gonna make it.
Yeah. And that's interesting how you say that about a golden woman, because I think we have, of course we have those strong
I'm telling you from experience. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'm telling you from experience. It was nights where I have to get creative because somebody in my household couldn't. But y'all want to take money that was made for something else that can ultimately have somebody hurt to buy fast food. That would be your solution. I'm going to buy fast food. Then I'm going to go get a loan. Or I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that.
Instead of going to the Dollar Tree.
Exactly.
For $20, you can get 20 items of food so everybody can eat for the next couple of days.
Make a whole damn Thanksgiving meal.
You buy
at the Dollar Tree.
A $30, $20 fast food meal instead of going to the Dollar Tree.
Right.
Or Aldi's or Walmart and grabbing food for the whole big ass family to eat for the next couple of days. And you know what it is, babe? What that team is telling me? It comes from our bloodline. Even the struggles the golden race had back then.
Yeah, we had to make it happen.
We had to make things happen. Even then, how we understood slavery and discrimination and stuff. So we'll teach our kids, respect and not to say certain things and stay out the way. I don't argue with that fucking white man because he'll shoot you. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of things that we teach them when they little kids. Our kids already know stuff about the police and things like that. Things that they never have to discuss or never have to touch.
Right.
So like I said, we're not sure if the other video is going to be added to this or if it's going to be a different part, but regardless, all the information will be there. And all the information will be there. So I thank you kindly. And like I said, again, we're not talking about those 1 or 2% of other races who parents had kicked their ass out and they had to grow up around the black people and learn our ways and adapt to our ways, because y'all sure be the main ones to comment, oh, I'm with this white girl, she down, I'm with this Spanish girl, she down. Okay, we're not talking about the 1 or 2 that got shunned from their fucking community because they chose your black ass. We ain't talking about them. We're talking about as a whole. Right now we're talking about as a whole. What happens as a whole? And as a whole, it ain't happening because they're not like us. Do your science, whatever you gotta do.
Right.
But we thank y'all.
You can even use like certain celebrities, for example. If y'all don't want to take it for us, talk to J. Cole. He had it rough being mixed. Look at Drake. You think niggas look at Drake and be like, oh, this nigga, no, this white boy.
Exactly. They do it all the time.
All the time. Like, man, that brother's doing good. Like, oh, it's just because he white. Right. He mixed.
Yeah. So they have their problems. So we're going to content. Well, we have a different video. Like I said, we're not sure if it's going to be in here or if it's going to be a different part. But we thank y'all for tuning in.
All right, doses.
Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.
Aloha.
Aloha.
All that.
Peace. And all that.